Alright guys, so this is another what if, and this one's going to be fun because it's more like an invasion in a sense. Like, it's more like a straight up invasion of a version of Earth. And basically, as you can see from the title, what if the Xenomorphs invaded, or I could put infested, either way works, the four nations. So what would it be like if these two groups encountered one another? Like, what would it be like if the Xenomorphs, like, let's say they were left here by either the engineers or the Yautja, and the four nations dug them up, or they found a crash ship, and it just goes sideways from there. Like, what would be the implications of having the Xenomorphs on Earth? Like, what is the major implication for having a Xenomorph colony spread on Earth, or the four nations? Now, the big thing you have to ask yourself, this is the big thing we really have to talk about first and foremost. Are the Xenomorphs capable of assimilating bending abilities? We have seen in the past that Xenomorphs are capable of extrapolating DNA when they face-hug to a host. We do see that a lot. So yeah, we've seen it before that Xenomorphs, when they face-hug to someone, they extrapolate DNA and abilities from that host. So, can it be possible if they attach to, like, a firebender, or an airbender, or waterbender? Let's say this is, like... And for which four nations will be having this? I would say the 100 Years' War. Like, this is Aang's era. This would be Aang's era for the Xenomorphs. Which makes it all the more harder. For a multitude of reasons. So the Xenomorphs could be capable. Now, would they wouldn't. And now, Xenomorphs are smart. That's the thing. But would they be doing, like, crazy bending? No. I think if they were able to assimilate, like, any kind of bending, the big thing they would probably do is, like, breathe fire, or, like, when they swipe their tail, it would make, like, rocks come up, or water splash, or something. Like, just throw water. It'd be, like, rudimentary bending. But still, a 7 to 8 foot tall thing that's capable of running 40 miles an hour on all fours, has acid blood and razor sharp teeth that can cut through solid steel, yeah, and put that and give it like a fire breath, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. So that's something you have to take into account, is that it is possible. And yeah, now the other thing is, this infestation doesn't happen without help. This infestation doesn't... While the Xenomorphs are known for spreading like wildfire, they're also known for being, like, helped along that way because of, what else? Man's greed. And trust me, in this point in history where we're putting this story, the 100 Years' War, you know, the Aang era of the four nations, yeah, it won't, depending on where, no matter where they're found, like, no matter where they're found or discovered, whether it be the Fire Nation, or the Earth Kingdom, or the Water Tribe, these Xenos are going to be seen as weapons of war. They're going to be, like, someone is going to look at them and go, these are the perfect, like, battle dogs to use in our war against the other nations. Like, this is the, like, because some idiot always looks at the Xenomorphs and goes, alien go, brrr. So, that's the thing, is that these Xenos are going to be like, if it's the Fire Nation's going to be like, cool, let's round out prisoners and dissidents to the Empire, you know, to the Fire Nation, and face hug them. And, well, yeah, everyone in that prison in the lot, what is the Boiling Rock? Yeah, use that as a testing ground for our Xenos, you know, for our monsters. And, yeah, the Xenos are not to be controlled, especially when you have queen's nests start popping up. Because these idiots wouldn't know what to do with a queen. Like, they would try to control her, and they would quickly realize, no, you don't control the queen. The queen controls the hive. You don't control her. So, no matter... And, yeah, God help us all, also, if it was the fucking, Dai Li. The word got away from me. If it was Long Fang and the Dai Li who found the Xenomorphs, right? Like, that's just another fuck from 8 Ways from Sundays, isn't it? It's just another, oh shit, these creatures are even worse. Like, they are even more of these voracious... Because they would be... Not only, like, would these ones be They would, like, take people to Lake Laogai. That's where they would probably hold the Xenos and probably even hold a queen. Longfang would see them as, like, a weapon to use in case, you know, as a last-ditch thing to stay in power. Like, he would just unleash the Xenos up from just them crawling out in, like, a mass all over Ba Sing Se. But he would use, like, dissidents and political rivals and whatnot and get them face-hugged. Things like that. And, yeah, he would definitely try to, like, use methods like how he controls the Dai Li and the Judies, and use that. Try to use that in the Xenomorphs as well. That's not going to work. They're animals. Speaking of animals, let's talk about the Xenomorphs' effects on the fauna of The Last Airbender. If you thought the monstrosities that they would do with the Xenomorphs could create from chest-busting normal human beings would be bad, that doesn't hold a fucking candle to what these creatures could do to the fauna they would, like, the animals that they would encounter. Like, could you imagine what they would do if they, like, face-hugged, you know, a badger mole, or a, you know, a sky bison, or a fucking, I don't know, like any animal that you could, the Unagi. Yeah, if you thought a crocodile, remember from, for those of you who've read Batman Alien, do you remember that when the, crocodile got face-hugged? Yeah. And imagine and remember that monstrosity that came out of that creature? Like, do you guys remember that monstrosity? Imagine that with, like, the Unagi, or the creature from Serpent's Pass, or, you know, goddamn, like I said, the badger moles, or, the Shearshoe. You know, things like that. And just the nightmarish, like, atrocities that the Xenomorphs can make. And the other thing is, too, Xenomorphs move fast. Like, when they get a hive going, or several hives going, they work fast. They work, they work tirelessly to build a new nest. They will constantly be spreading. That's why during the Dark Horse Earth Wars story arc, they were so hard to stop, because once you got them going, you could probably take out a few nests. But the thing is, they always knew where to build a new one and always hide the queen egg. So you could have the this happen in the Four Nations, and groups of benders trying to take them all out, but they're just going to keep piling up. In fact, depending on where this happens, depending on what island, you know, what of the Four Nations that that this begins, they may have to be like, look, we all hate each other, but we gotta stop that. We gotta unite to stop this this alien horde that's that's kind of plaguing our lands right now. Like, we gotta, like, really move. So there's a possibility, because Ozai's a petty prick that he is, could easily be like, no, I don't, you know, I'm not doing this. And he could be like, yeah, the Fire Nation's so far away, there's no way they could come here. Except in case, you know, the Xenomorphs, like, face-hug a aerial being, and then they can just fly over. Don't forget they can fucking swim, too. So, there's that. So, no matter what island you're, you know, no nation is safe from them. That's what I'm trying to say, is that there is nowhere the Benders could run, and their tech is so, you know, below average. You could say, like, oh, if it was Legend of Korra, it'd be easier. Not really. Even then, their tech would still be, you know, piss poor against a creature like these animals are constantly underestimated, because people think they're just dumb reptiles. They're not even reptiles, guys. I don't know why in some comics they call them lizards. They're not. They're more insectoid than anything else. But the point I'm trying to make is, they're smart. And they know they're smart. And they know they can once they figure out how to fight a human being, game over, man. Game over. But yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if the Xenomorphs infested, yeah, I'll probably go with that as the title, infested the Four Nations? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.